Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Ahsoka Season 1, Episode 2. I just watched the Episode 1. If you want to see my reaction video about it, I'm gonna put the link into the eye. I'm gonna put the link also for playlist that I made for Star Wars shows that I reacted to in case you are discovering my channel with this video and you are wondering who am I and what Star Wars shows I watched. Just know that all of the Star Wars shows that I watched them with you guys, meaning The Mandalorian, Andor, The Book of Boba Fett, Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that's it. I can't remember. I just know that I didn't watch Rebels and Clone Wars, and I know that it's a little bit weird, you know, to watch Ahsoka without watching Clone Wars and Rebels, but just know that these writers, they made a pretty good job with the episode 1, and I knew that they would do it, so that's why I wanted to watch Ahsoka also with you guys. They made a pretty good job to introduce me all of what I needed to know, you know, all of the information about the backgrounds of characters, and also to present me the new characters. They did an amazing job with that, so I think that I have all of the information that I need right now to continue this show. And no matter what, Ahsoka, I discovered her into The Mandalorian, I loved her into The Mandalorian, and I really got attached to her when I discovered Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, her as a baby and all, and also the training with Anakin. It was 2 episodes that I truly loved. So for sure I wanted to discover Ahsoka the show, and I'm not disappointed at all by the first episode, even more because this first episode was so great. It was so promising for how it's gonna be written and done, mostly done in fact. The fact that they paid attention so much to the details, meaning by that the costumes, the ships, you know, the environment, to make it look like the old movies, you know, to really have that kind of vibes. It was so cool, and also the musical themes were really nice, really amazing, but with these vibes, you know, coming from the past with some notes, you know, some things like that, and it's so cool. It's really showing that they're gonna respect the chronology, you know, the vibes of that moment, you know, that period of time into this universe. But also they're gonna pay attention to details, and I saw that also with some other movements of camera during this first episode. It was subtle, it was including some Easter eggs, you know, for the viewers who are paying attention to stuff, like, you know, the Mandalorian helmet and stuff like that. It was really cool, and it's showing that they're gonna play with the viewers, they're gonna make subtitles, things like that, they're gonna pay attention to details, they're gonna have intentions behind the camera, they're gonna really do things, and for me it was even more promising to do stuff like that, you know, than the story, the presentation of the characters. For sure it was promising also, but for me, I really loved it. You know, all of that attention to details, I really, really loved it, and in fact for me it's even more promising because it means that it's not just about having good ideas, it's about also doing it great, you know, on screen, and it's cool. It's really cool. For the characters, like, I'm truly surprised by how the last episode ended, because, come on, I just met the girl, me. Sabine, in English you are saying it differently. Sabine, I just met her, you know. For me, just right there, and they made a good job, you know, to present her mood, her attitude, how she was, you know, the fact that she's a rebel, she's fearless, she doesn't care about the rules, like a lot of things like that. But also to present her former relationship with Ahsoka, the apprentice stuff, the fact that she has also a complicated story, the fact that she was a Mandalorian, her relationship with Ezra, and the fact that it was so important to her, so now it's gonna be so important for her to make that research, maybe to have a revenge, stuff like that. Like, they really described her character, her mood, her background, her purposes, you know, her goals for the future and all of that during the first episode. It was so great, and I was like, okay, she's gonna be one of the main characters, and that's why they're taking that time to build stuff around her. So already when it happened at the end of the last episode, I was like, what the fuck? Like, she can't die. It's not possible. Like I said, it really made me feel like at the end of the first episode of Game of Thrones, you know, first episode of the first season, you're discovering the characters and suddenly, ding, you're like, what the fuck? Like, normally it can't happen. But that was cool. Like I said also, one of the promises that they made with how they built and created that first episode is the fact that I think that it's gonna be a lot about the Jedis, you know, they're disappearing, but in fact not. To have an apprentice, the fact that the adversaries that we already had during this first episode, and I think that we're gonna get, it's one Jedi with a new girl, his apprentice, what about her? And right there we have Ahsoka, her former apprentice with Sabine, the fact that maybe at some point, you know, she's gonna train her again, stuff like that. Like, it's gonna come with time, their relationship, they're gonna work together well, they're gonna understand that maybe it's necessary, you know, stuff like that. I can see it coming, but that can be cool, and that's gonna be, I think, a real subject into this show, that narrative arc for Sabine and Ahsoka, but also that scene between the girl and her master. And you know, the fact that we're gonna have these two narrative arcs, these two relationships, with that subject, you know, of Jedis right now into that period of time, I think that it's because of that we're gonna have a lot of sabers fights to go also with these ideas. You know, it's logical, in fact, to have a lot of that kind of fights. It doesn't mean that we're not gonna have ships fights or stuff like that, but at least right now, I think that we're gonna have a lot of lasers fights, and it's gonna be great. So yes, that was a cool first episode to present all of that. The different narrative arcs, the different characters, the new ones, the old ones, reminders for the old ones, just in case some viewers, they didn't watch the right shows, like it was the case for me. Like, for Ahsoka, I didn't learn anything, but for Sabine, for sure, I learned a lot of stuff. So yes, it's cool. It's pretty cool. And really, the mood of the show, how it's gonna be done, it's even better for me. You know, for me, who loves to analyze how shows that are done, that are thought, that are written, I saw a lot of good things during this first episode. Because of the fact that I'm not an hardcore fan, so I didn't have all of the information needed. The first episode, you know, was a lot for me. I had a lot of information to process. So I was not just excited to be there and to discover all of that, you know. I couldn't be just hyped and excited. I had to be careful, you know, to pay attention to stuff. So I think that I didn't receive it like the hardcore fans, they received it. But still, for me, it was a pretty amazing first episode in the sense that it was promising. I love that. Truly. And you know that it's not because it's Star Wars that I'm gonna say that I love it no matter what. If you were there during my binge watching of the first season of the Book of Boba Fett, you know that I'm not hiding when stuff that are badly written or that are not well done. There is an issue with the logic, you know, of things. Like, I'm not hiding it. It's not because it's Star Wars, it's not because I know that these videos that are gonna be watched by Star Wars fans, so I'm gonna do everything that I can to please them, you know, and I'm gonna lie about stuff and all. No, I'm giving you really my objective way of seeing stuff. I mean, objective. It's my way of seeing stuff, and I'm not gonna hide when I like stuff, when I don't like stuff. I'm not gonna hide it. Like, I don't hide to you the fact that I don't know some stuff, you know. again, I think that a lot of hardcore fans, they can know everything, but there are also a lot of regular fans like me who can't know everything, and it's okay to say it. And if some hardcore fans that are mad, it's like that. Like, I can't do anything about it. I have some of them sometimes in the comments, and each time I'm just like, you're really not helping people, you know, to be fan of what you are fan of, you know, by treating people like that. It's bad. I should stop talking, you know, during this intro. Yes, because like I said during the intro of the last episode, it's really hot temperatures right now in France. It's the worst that we had since the beginning of this summer. Me, into my apartment, I have issues with the air system, not the air conditioning, the air system, you know, just to take the air in and out. Just that I have an issue with it since more than 1 month. I don't have any fridge since 2 weeks. I'm tired of eggs and tuna, okay, like I'm really tired of it. And really, like, this afternoon it's gonna be the worst ever with 45 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna put right there how much it's gonna be in Fahrenheit. So, like, I have to close my blinds in less than 1 hour. So really, I have to be shorter during my intros and reviews. Shorter, like, for me. I know that for you guys, if you are discovering my channel with this video, you're gonna be like, it's already 10 minutes, girl, shut the fuck up. It's short, for me it's short. Let's go for this episode. Remember that if you want to have my Patreon, on which you're gonna have for the entire season these episodes of Ahsoka earlier, 1 day earlier, and you're gonna have them with an extended or for action part. I think that I'm gonna put extended or action part, so you just have to subscribe to the level 2, but maybe at some point, you know, maybe for the final episode, for example, I'm gonna put the full one. I can't know that in advance, but for now, for these 2 episodes, the extended direction part, it's gonna be cool. So level 2 for you guys on my Patreon if you can be interested by these advantages. And if you want to support me, to encourage me to continue my channel and all, it's on my Patreon. Let's go for this episode. Boah. Ezra. Yes, yes, yes. She's rewatching it a lot. Thank you, cat.
As long as you didn't short out its capacitors when you sliced it up, I should be able to work with it. This droid came here from Corellia.
The New Republic shipyard?
Morgan Elsbeth had factories in Corellia.
Her Imperial operation should have been dismantled after the rebellion. I'll meet you there.
Let's get going. No, you need to recover.
Oh, she's gonna
I'm
come.
fine.
You did good.
Tell that to her. I haven't seen her in years, and the first thing I do goes sideways.
You're both difficult. You need to help each other.
You heard her. She doesn't want my help.
Yes, she does.
She's mad at herself, you know, because maybe she disappointed Ahsoka, she wanted to impress her and she didn't manage to do it.
This place was not built by the Jedi. Whose work is it?
An ancient people from a distant galaxy. Would you like to see it?
That galaxy? She's afraid.
Is our galaxy.
Oh? Oh!
That is our destination.
Pathway to Peridia.
Some call it that.
The children of the Jedi Temple call it that. It comes from old stories.
Tales which are based on truths.
I I feel the path forward is clouded.
Like always.
Thrawn calls to me
Yes, I was gonna say it. Someone is calling you.
in space.
She's giving me really passive-aggressive vibes for her, you know.
What happens when you find Thrawn?
For some, war,
And for us?
power, such as you've never dreamed. Go to Corellia.
You got
Assist her off with the
attention.
final transport.
I wouldn't be surprised if at some point, you know, the girl is joining Morgan and not her master.
She got us here. What are you getting at?
She's trying to reconcile
I was
the
wondering
two
if
of
you
you.
consider bringing her back on as your apprentice. Maybe we're both past that.
Nope.
I think she could use some structure.
You said maybe, you said both of
She's
you.
not ready. I'm curious. What makes someone ready? You just know.
She's gonna come at you to tell you that she's ready at some point.
Ah, I see you still have your lightsaber.
Ezra's lightsaber.
True, he constructed it, then he passed it on to you.
So
You have
it's
since made your own
yours
modifications.
now.
So it is now your lightsaber. Have you kept up with your training?
Obviously not.
That's what I said at the end of the last episode. We saw that they were
I
not
think that's up to me.
trained. Like, it's not the same level. You're
I
behind.
can't train if Ahsoka doesn't want to teach me.
That is an excuse. And a poor one.
Hey, if you could have unlocked the map yourself, would Ahsoka have come here?
Irrelevant.
It's very relevant. Was she going to tell me about Ezra, or was this little reunion Hera's idea?
General Sabina thought your insights would be valuable. And Lady Tano agreed.
And maybe she wanted for Hera to
She
say
doesn't
so.
want me back.
Ah, it's more
She wasn't
complicated.
thinking about me. I never had the talent, the abilities. Not like Ezra.
That much is true.
I won't waste any more of her time.
Come on.
The only time you are wasting is your own.
Come on.
No HK class?
Assassin droid. I should think not.
Not even repurposed?
I was gonna say.
I have seen such a droid. I catalog inventory on arriving transports.
Thank you for the informations, and the guys around, they didn't want you to share it.
The droid carries a high-level security clearance. I believe it is departing on that transport.
Departing?
Stop that shit.
I can't do that, General. They've been cleared for departure.
Oh!
Get the fans up. Right.
Oh! Go girl, go girl! This one you can kill it, but I want to talk with the other one. I was gonna say you're cheating, but she's using two of them, so... Well.
Just ready a tracking device. And don't miss this time.
What? The signal to leave. Ah! Ah! No. Anti-armor. Ah, the picture is sublime for sure. And really meaningful also about the face. No! I love your hair like that! I know! She's gonna look great no matter what, I'm pretty sure of it.
I'm ready.
Uh-huh. When they know, they know. That's what you said.
Nice haircut. It's more me.
It appears the transport was traced to the Denab system. It has remained in orbit around the planet Cetos.
A little chat.
Check this out.
Following.
Soon I, Sion, will be complete, and ye shall deliver eternal Thrawn from this exile in the far galaxy.
The appearance of Ahsoka I on Corellia troubles you.
It does.
She could have joined us here.
Mm-hmm.
Baylan, what do you see?
Troubles.
As a determination. It's vivid. She's coming. Kill her. It'd be a shame. There are so few Jedi left.
Sentimental.
Truth.
He's ready to do it, but said just that it would be a shame. With the first episode like that, for sure the second episode, working with it, would be like that, meaning that we would spend time with the villains to learn more about them, their intentions, what they truly want, and really at the end, that scene with all of them being reunited, summarizing their intentions, you know, like the Eye of Sion, it's gonna be back soon, and soon we're gonna have the General's throne, like that's it. We need to do all of that together. Ahsoka, she's gonna be an issue, we're gonna be forced to kill her, like really. They summarized their situations and we spent time with them during this episode through some scenes with only them, but also through that fight with Ahsoka. It was also a way to present that anonymous character. And I'm wondering, you know, when you have a character like that, you can't see his or her face, and all, a ghost from the past, another one. I'm interested by that. I'm beginning to have questions about him, her, them. It's gonna be cool no matter what to have these three obeying to Lady Morgan, who wants to have General Thrawn back. Okay. So we learned more about them, their intentions. We had all of that thing about Ahsoka, Sabine era, but clearly all of that, it was mostly to have Sabine who would want to get back, to get involved. That in discussion with Hera, first it was to be like, oh, I disappointed her, like, because of me we lost the map, I wanted to do something right, and I think that it was more like I wanted to impress her, she came at me to have answers, and because of me we lost the map. It was truly something like that. And when she was repaired, she had that conversation with Sion, which was more about, she doesn't want me back, not fully, she was pushed to be there. But me, what do I truly want? Do I want to get back? Do I want to help her? Do I want to be involved into that story? Do I want to get closer to her? To Ahsoka, I mean? And clearly the answers were all Yes, and because of that, at the end, she's making that change, with her hair to symbolize the fact that she's gonna be truly back. Not only with the armor, the helmet, as Mandalorian, but also she's going back with Ahsoka. She wants to be there. Ahsoka is calling her Padawan, meaning that they're gonna have that relationship back. They're gonna work together and they're gonna train together. But I think that it's gonna be more complicated than that. For sure, it's gonna take more time. It can't be that easy. But still, we are seeing that we're going on that direction. That's what they both want. And I'm really saying they both want because clearly Ahsoka, she's not sharing any of her thoughts and feelings. And at some point, we need to work on that, girl. But we can understand through some moments, through some eye contacts and all that she wants Sabine to be back, but she wants for Sabine to be back because she wants it. Like what she said, maybe we're not both ready? No, she said something like that. Or maybe we don't want it, both of us. Like first she used the word maybe. If you're sure of yourself, you're not using that word. And she said both of us, like she didn't want to talk about herself because she's not sure of what she feels, or in fact she doesn't feel like that. We're gonna need something really at some point about their relationship, like we need to talk about it. Like we stayed on the surface of it for both of them when they were together. At some point it's gonna get a little deeper, I think. We'll see. Ezra, for sure, we are talking about him a lot. Is one of the main motives, reasons for Sabine to act, to decide what to do and all. She wants to search for him. There is a revenge situation. She's mad at Ahsoka. Like, we have a lot of things about him. For sure, I don't know him from Rebels and Clone Wars, I don't watch these two, so can you imagine that their story is into these two shows. I have some vibes, coming from that situation, like to search for him, okay, to find him again, okay, in what conditions, circumstances and all. I have some vibes right there. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. And also I have some vibes coming from that girl who is with Baylan, the Master, like the other Jedi. She's following him, she's obeying to him, but she has a lot of questions. She's surprised a lot of times, meaning that she's surprised by how he's acting, what is happening. She's truly interested by power, and that vibe that I felt between Lady Morgan and her, it was really a passive-aggressive vibe. I have the impression that that girl, maybe she's not gonna stay loyal to him until the end. And with the fact that at the end he seemed sentimental about Ahsoka, I don't think so, I got what he meant, but like what he said, I have the impression that that girl, maybe at some point she's not gonna be loyal to you, she's gonna betray you. If he doesn't want to kill Ahsoka, if at some point there is some doubt about him being involved into all of that plan, she's not gonna follow you. But her, I don't know if she was into Clone Wars or Rebels, but her, I would want to know more about her. I have the impression that she's someone, like, we don't have her name. She's someone who can be maybe related to someone that we knew, a ghost from the past. And no matter what, I have the impression that her past, her destiny, her story is gonna be interesting and complicated. So I'm really interested by her. And for sure, the guy, the anonymous guy, girl, with her, with them. During this episode I was thinking, they are respecting already all of these vibes, from old movies and all. Chronologically, it's really well done, to respect that kind of vibes, not only with the costumes, the scenes, but also with the musical themes, with a lot of things like that. It's really cool. They are respecting also the DNA of Star Wars, this universe, of these shows, these movies. It's really like they are respecting that DNA, that mood, but maybe something that we miss during these 2 first episodes, it's more funny moments. You know, like Star Wars, it can be really serious and it can be really deep at a lot of moments, but even into The Mandalorian or Andor, you know, which are, I think, the most serious shows that they made, at least for some episodes and all, even into them, at some point you had funny moments, funny lines, you know, situations. And right there during this episode, I don't have the impression that we had that. So maybe it's the only little default that I would find. And I think that it's okay, it's totally okay, because these 2 episodes were working together and were in fact the introduction episode. So they needed to put a lot of things into it, and I think that they're really gonna find their rhythm. I mean by that, the rhythm of how to tell a story, how to write an episode with the next episodes, so maybe they're gonna do that during the next episodes. These 2 first episodes, this big first episode, was really promising for all of the reasons that I said, not only for the stories and the characters, but also with how they did it. Now, you know, the next episodes, they're gonna have to confirm that or not. And we know with Disney and Star Wars, you know, with the rhythm that they are making for episodes and seasons, that it's truly the case. The next episodes are gonna confirm or not that impression. And we're really gonna know, in fact, how the show is gonna be with the next episode. The first episode, they are promising a lot. After that, you know that if they are respecting their promises or not, and you know it really quick normally. So it's gonna be interesting. I will see that with you guys next week. Remember that on my Patreon it's gonna be on Thursday, and on YouTube it's gonna be on Friday each time. If you can be interested by that, to support me on my Patreon, to have this episode in advance and with an extended or 4 action part, if you can be interested. That was cool. Tell me, what did you think about these 2 first episodes? I want your opinion about it. Be careful about the spoilers. Again, always be careful. Okay, it's all for me and for you for today. So it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Great.